unfortunately, we don't have a quorum, so you can't make any motions or pass anything or approve anything. But since you took the time to come here, we'll be all ears if you'd like to speak to the commission.
Well, thank you. To be honest, this is just a class assignment for my school, so I don't really have much to say.
Oh, okay.
What class are you in?
It's called Practice of Communities Organizations. It's for macro social work. So it's just to see how a board meeting would go, because I've never been to one. So I don't really know exactly how it works, honestly.
Okay. School of social work?
Yes,
Nice.
thank you.
The city council meets the first and third Wednesdays every month. They start at 5:30. You get a real full meeting and a good sense of, be a lot more interesting than this meeting, for sure.
I have class Mondays and Wednesdays. This was the only thing on a Thursday, so I was like,
Okay.
so come.
Well, sorry to disappoint you.
No.
Unfortunately, we'll have tomorrow. But normally there's, if it helps, we have, I guess, 8 members. And we meet once a month, usually the first Thursday of the month.
Thank you.
And obviously we discuss items that relate to traffic within New Brunswick.
Okay.
And what I normally would do would discuss if I received any correspondence. I'm the chairman, right? So all correspondence comes through me. As far as correspondence, meaning if I get a letter from a resident concerning a traffic issue,
Okay.
if I receive a phone call concerning a traffic issue, a petition, people fill out a petition, say they want a speed hump on their street because there's cars speeding down the street, so they feel the speed hump might slow them down. A petition would come to my attention. And then at that point, I would bring it forward to the commission, right? And then normally we would have a discussion about it, and then if the commission felt that it was needed or some action needs to be taken, then we would approve it, and then I would pass it on to the proper party within the city. And that might even be city council itself.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
All right. And then basically, normally we have someone from the engineering department who comes in here and he explains or discusses or brings to our attention any work that is being done, road work in particular, that's being done within the city that might affect traffic. You know, slow it down, interrupt it, detours, etc., improve it, if you will. And then that's basically it. And then I would go around and ask the members if they have anything they'd like to add one at a time. If not, then I turn it over to the public. All right. And then we normally adjourn.
Okay, so is there a set agenda for topics that you have to discuss, or it's just?
What I normally go by is I don't set up an agenda. What I do is I produce minutes for the previous meeting and I distribute them to the commissioners, and then we go over the minutes, and that's how I rehash everything we discussed last time. It's still open.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? This was an easy A, right?
Sorry, I feel bad. That's just me.
Don't feel bad.
I have specific questions I need to answer. So
Take your time.
thank you. So the issues discussed would be traffic, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then he said the construction projects that might impact that traffic too.
You did this?
No, you said.
No, I know, but anything else that comes to mind that we discuss at the time?
No, I think you covered it. Yeah.
know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Got it.
Yeah, and the
And actually, the engineer does most of the talking. I think he does more than me. Because there's a number of projects that's usually going on at one time, so he'll go down the list. So he talks a lot,
Okay.
normally too.
So you said there's 8 people usually. Who's not here? Like who's absent?
Who's absent?
Like what are their like job titles?
Well, you have the police department. They're usually here, they're not here this time. We have the engineering department. We have the Department of Economic Development. And there's a council liaison that he doesn't sit on the board, but he comes at times. So he's a member of city council. I think that's it. Then you have myself, I'm with the parking authority.
I'm a New Brunswick resident.
Okay.
And we have another resident here, next thing. So that's what makes up the board.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm just going through questions.
Don't apologize.
You want to make sure you get the 100 on this.
We're gonna ace this.
Thank you. Well, the next thing is what assumptions / paradigms we're operating, such as reform, radical change, status quo, racism, gender norm. I mean, I don't think so we apply to this meeting, but
We try not to have any racism at this meeting.
Well, I think we hear from members of the public who all bring their individual concerns. And I think, given that you are in the social work, you're rooted in sociology, right? Probably, I would imagine, my mother was a social worker, rooted in wanting to help people and
right, yeah, a lot of advocacy.
yeah, have better outcomes. So I think we all try to use our various areas of expertise to apply those different lenses and ensure that those outcomes are balanced with each other, right?
Right. Okay, great. And at this meeting, so I guess with reform, so let's just bring to the topic, like there's a lot of traffic around Rutgers, which there is.
Why don't you just give everybody examples, like one of the things we've taught, one of the street things.
I'll let you have a copy of the minutes from the last meeting.
Yeah, sure.
All right?
Thank you.
That'll give you an idea of what we discussed.
Yes, thank you. That really covers the questions I
Yeah, you got everything good?
yeah.
All right, great.
Thank you.
You're always welcome to come back.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
No, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, may I?
Are you here for your school project?
I'm here for a class project. No, my name is Charlie Cradaville. It's good to be with you, Chair. I wanted to follow up on a couple of things. I know, I think maybe it was 9 months ago now I last brought it up, but in my neighborhood, Saddam and Troop, there were some improvements that were made in terms of I think a lighted crosswalk, but then a big truck hit it and knocked it over, and it's not there anymore. And I've been asking for some time about when that'll come back. I imagine Mr. Valenti's probably the person who would have that information. If you could please let him know I came through and asked about it.
So this is the flashing, that's the flashing, like on the sign or something?
No, well, I don't know if there was supposed to be a sign component, but I think the crosswalk itself was lighting up at one point. And then, right after new equipment was installed, tractor trailer ripped it down, so it hasn't been reinstalled yet. And
Okay.
Just wanted to
I'll follow up.
I know he mentioned there were supply chain problems that were prolonging this. But,
All right, I'll definitely follow up.
thank you, appreciate it. And the other item I wanted to speak about, I don't know if I spoke about it here yet, but do have some concerns about the State Department of Transportation's plans for Route 1, one of the Route 1 bridges to Edison. I believe they want to add a lane to it.
The good kind bridge?
Yep. Definitely, a lot of room for improvement. I know Route 1 is one of the deadliest roads in New Jersey, and we have lost one life here in New Brunswick on Route 1, right on that very same approach to that very same bridge. And I, just question whether adding a lane is going to make things safer or less safe. And I also feel like we need to do more for pedestrians and cyclists.
On the bridge?
Yeah.
So when you said they're adding a lane, because I'm not familiar with the project, I know they're working on it, so the plan is to make that a 4-lane bridge?
I think
As
it's up
opposed
from
to-
3 to 4.
Because right now, it begins as 4 lanes, then you have to merge, right, the right hand, right past Raritan Village, is it, right over there?
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to continue that, they won't have to merge, they're going to continue that, and then eventually it's going to come down back to 3 lanes, right? It must.
In Edison, I
Yes.
would think so. I don't know if
if open
Right, open road
for
on.
Honda, because all those turnoffs.
Yeah, I really don't know the full scope of the project. I just know that, it's a significant piece of infrastructure and it is going to be updated one way or another. I just feel like, as usual, the DOT is leaving out pedestrians, cyclists, and other people who, would benefit from being included. And if it means less cars, I think that's actually a good thing.
Did the DOT have a public session on this?
They did not. It really bothers me because it typically would have something probably in this room where they would have their people here and be able to answer questions, but they are actually citing the pandemic, believe it or not, as the reason that they just have a website where you can go and get information, but no sort of in-person Q&A opportunity was done. And I think that was a mistake. I think, we should have had more public input. And so, I don't know exactly what stage the process is at. I know that council did pass a resolution on this, and I did speak at that time as well. And I think that we should always be prioritizing making it safer for all users of the roads. But to do that, we really can't just continue the same car-centered approach that we have for so long. And this could be an opportunity to change that and connect us with Edison in multiple ways, but it appears that the plan is to just cram more cars on Route 1, and I don't think that's going to end well. So I wanted to just voice that to you all, and I hope you
Okay, I
can
appreciate it.
pass that on. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. All right, anything else? Good? 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 All right. I'll try to- whatever that means, since we know the story.
It didn't start.